Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
in the building, Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports on deck in the AM. Salute WCS, salute chat fam. Hot grease on deck. If you didn't already know, what's good to the hottest chat in the game, man. We back for another one. WCS in the AM, afternoon, everything with the hot grease. Shout out to Easy Work Boxing in the building. Salute WCS. Keep killing them, bro. I appreciate you, man. The same to you. You know what I'm saying? Keep the airwaves hot and buzzing. You know how it is. Toby Bartlett in the building on deck. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global. GLOBal, baby. We're global. Still fishing. Because there's still more fish to fry. You know what I'm saying? You got the strays. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go back out with the current, Toby. They didn't go back out with the current. The current came in, swept that little big fish back out after he got filleted, and they just hanging around because they hoping that he come back to save them. No, we still got something to put in the frying pan. That hot grease is still there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with it, Blunts? Good morning. The GOAT is on deck. Salute to you, man. The XO Factory is in the building this morning. OGW says I'm on deck for the hot grease. Big bro, what's good? You already know how we do it on a Friday. You know how we do it on a Friday, man. And once again, I have to brief my people. It is lunchtime for some of y'all. Please, whatever you do, don't let a stray tempt you because they're on the victimization tour, y'all. They're on the victimization tour. They feel like the backlash that they're receiving is unwarranted. If you see an aerosexual out here bitching and complaining, don't walk up to him or her and hit them. Just walk past them and step on their pinky toe. Goddamn, drive your heel down on their pinky toe, man. Because they put themselves in your presence. They should have known to ask permission first. We're still in celebration mode, man. So I don't want no Crawford supporters to get in trouble. You know, this lunchtime on a Friday, I always got to speak to my people because we can act different. You know what I'm saying? That Friday, last Friday, that the fight was going on. I know a lot of y'all had to take the whole week to recover from celebrating. I get it. We here, man. We on the same sheet of music. We here. I get it. It's still taking us a while to come down from that high. Still. But you have to understand, there are some aerosexuals that's not experiencing what we was able to experience. So the jealousy has set in, y'all. The vendetta has set in. Be very, very careful because they have agendas in place. They don't want us to freaking celebrate. And you know, the crazy part about it is that they want to walk up to you and say, excuse me, can I just be a part of your celebration, please? And you look at them little straight face, like Derrick James was looking at Errol. You don't say shit. You just look at them. They're going to look in your eyes and they're going to know that this is not the time. Please do a left face, and march to your freaking cubicle. We are handling this celebration ourselves. We don't need no freeloaders over here impeding on our celebration. It's just too much to talk about. This is only the first week, and we got people out here to my the Errol Spence fans are being bullied. We're receiving too much backlash. Man, shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. You hear me? After everything that y'all have did, shut up, man. Don't nobody want to hear that crap. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Carlos Rosado in the building. WCS salute. All my buddies, what's good? All my bud buddies. You already know what it is, man. Victor Alvarez on deck. Salute to you. G on deck. It's amazing to see Bud in interviews with 0 or war wounds from the Spence fight. Bud's a true silent assassin up in the room. Silent. It's something about them assassins, though. You know what I'm saying? It's something about them assassins, man. Especially when you go in there and let your hands do the talking. Conquest 2, what's good? Salute to you. So I wanted to do the first fan reaction. I mean, I know it's not really done on YouTube, but I wanted you, the fans, and everybody else to hear what people had to say, to include some of you all that's on here. Why? Because it's a natural BS from some of these guys on leading up to this fight. And I just wanted to go through and read off some of the comments that was left leading up to this fight and how wrong they were, y'all. And some was right, some was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just want to read them off because, you know, this is the people that's lurking out here. You know what I'm saying? I want to read off what they was thinking before July 29th actually took place, and Esau Cruz went in there and put us the fuck to sleep. And we had to wake up. Palms are sweaty. What? Oh, shit, here. Okay, I'm awake now. God damn, shit. Let me finish that fish right there. Get me a goddamn cold one right there. We was put to sleep by Esau Cruz. And goddamn it, that M music came on. We said, oh shit, he here. It's time. It's time, y'all. It's time. Let's go. It's time. He on deck. And then the massacre ensued. In Conquest with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for donating to the channel. One love to you. No doubt. Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw. Bud Crawford, the honorable, humble, righteous killer. Say what you what? Say what you huh? He said Bud Crawford, the honorable, humble, righteous killer. There was a point in time where we didn't know if a killer could be righteous until July 29th. Oh my God. That's when we seen a killer that can be righteous. Let's get to these comments. I want to talk to y'all about the comments, bro. We got to talk about the comments. They are hilarious. You know, the way people was doubting Bud and the way people leave a comments, they'll press enter and they'll leave, right? But I've been requesting these cats, man, to come back, return from whence you came. If you was over here before the fight, return from whence you came now. That is all I'm saying. Return from whence you came. Let's get down to it, y'all. Let's go to some of these comments. This is from my video. Okay. Just to give you an idea, did you know Terrence Bud Crawford, 39-0, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, July 29th? This is when he put the picture out. He was ripped and shit like that. I did a live stream, say what you didn't know. Crawford super shredded in fight camp, looking locked in. Locked in. Let's go see what I want to do the fan reaction first. I want to do a fan reaction because they're natural comments left by blind followers, the strays, and some left by the hottest chat in the game and Bud Crawford supporters. You know what I'm saying? The hottest fan base in boxing. So let's go and see what they're talking about. You're talking like Crawford would have done better against Peterson. It is what it is, man. Peterson quit. You must be Bud's neighbor in Omaha. I told you I can't make this shit out, dog. This is reactions to my videos, man. I'm telling you, man, I cannot make this up. You know, when I be searching through stuff and content and stuff, I say, no, I need to do a fan reaction because people are leaving comments and we're going to work our way up through the videos, man. But this is just wild on how mad they were. You know what I'm saying? How mad. We have a positive one. Bud is knocking Spence out. I don't care what the aerosexuals say. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. It said these are casuals, not boxing fans. Hey, this person said, it doesn't matter how EJ wins. And of course, true boxing fans are going to watch this fight. It's two of the top guys in the division with a lot to prove. I think a lot of people are getting too personal with the fight. It's not rocket science. Is there no need to get butt hurt? Just know what we've seen with our eyes is real. But has one knockout has one knockout as a welterweight, and he has busted gloves for that knockout. EJ has sent, and they stopped. So he took a shot at Crawford for having busted gloves. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get credit for the knockout of David Havanesian. We're not here. You know, they're going to say what they want to say, but let's keep it moving. You know, they want to talk about busted gloves, and we know Derrick James attempted to pull off a grab glove. Yeah, a grab glove. He grabbed the glove to see if any type of manipulation was going into it. What a bad sportsman. He is a poor sportsman if I ain't ever seen it. Listen to this person. Both fighters are on target. LOL. It doesn't matter how shredded you are. Who body looks the best? This ain't bodybuilding. That's why I don't see why either side speaks on who looks the best. Laughing emoji. It is great that Bud keeps the weight under control, but both guys has never missed weight. But I don't see nothing saving anybody when it's fight time. I think people give EJ more credit because they know he weighed bigger than at 147 and still makes the weight and has been doing it for 10 plus years. Hey, this person was hype. They was hype, y'all. This person was looking out for EJ. They say, dang, he's been doing what he's supposed to do for 10 plus years. This is why I said, man, hey, I have to read these comments. If I told you they existed, but I didn't go through them, you would say to yourself, nah. So I encourage you, the listeners, to leave comments and don't just do it, you know, like I'm reading every negative comment. It's not going to happen. I'm just saying it's good to interact. This next comment, a real boxing fans know EJ about to hurt Bud. Box Rex don't lie. His resume has nothing that convinced me he beat Spence. If you really know boxing, I like both fighters. Top Rank played with Bud's career cherry picking 135, 140. He didn't fight the dogs of those divisions. He gets to 147. He didn't come in fighting top 3 Thurman, Porter, Danny. Man, if Bud really has power to keep EJ off of him when EJ starts to walking and working up and down, cutting off the ring. 50, look, y'all, 50 to 60 shots per round. Ooh, 50 to 60 shots per round. He breaking ribs. Once again, y'all, this is not the 4th of July. That shit is past. He said 50 to 60 shots per round, breaking ribs, y'all, eyes, noses, sending people to the hospital. Do you understand why I did this fan reaction? Do you understand that we need to hear from those blind followers leading up to this fight? Look, based off one fighter, he said Errol Spence was breaking ribs, eyes, noses, y'all, and sending people to the hospital. Now, this was allegedly to be Ugas. When you say people, doesn't people consist of more than one? So I'm not sure as to who else he sent to the hospital. I'm not sure, but kudos to you. You really put some energy into that. You know what I'm saying? You really put some energy into that comment. You seem like you was agitated, that we was on here having a damn good time doing a live stream, and you just had to comment. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this guy. How did Crawford pass up Spence at welterweight? ? You can't say it because it's not true. Spence has had a shorter career and fought more Hall of Famers, about to fight another one in Crawford. Man, come on. He's not beating Spence. July 29th, Errol's going to catch up to Bud. Next one say, how the hell he didn't fight the dogs at 140 when he beat the champions? Spence fans make no sense. Okay, the 3 champs Spence beat had a total of 8 losses. Bud all undefeated. Facts. Talk to him. Talk to him, bro. Talk to him, man. Talk to them. They say Brooks. They tell my Kell Brook. Both eyes were broken. Porter, 1 foot out the door. Spence, accidents, surgeries, weight cuts. Didn't fight him like he did Porter. He didn't train the way he was supposed to. Then somebody said, okay, now what? Nobody got anything wrong with Bud's record or resume. It speaks for itself. Look at the guys he beaten there. No argument. But Bud might retire after this fight, after seeing how quick Bud's face swell up. I really do see the spikes getting stopped. Yellow got a stop include Benavidez when he literally see the guy had 1 leg and it was his weak leg, and everybody else was from smaller weight classes or on track or about to retire. All over the place. All over the place. This person said Bud is a knockout king. Spence, Bud is going to knock out Spence, period. Talk what you want. Bud by knockout. No fanboy excuses. Next comment say, I believe a lot of Bud fans are going to be on suicide watch after this fight. And his moms will be upset when the ref stops this fight because her son is looking worse than Ugas. That person came with the venom. They said Bud Crawford's mom is going to be upset because he looked worse than Ugas. Hey, hottest chat in the game. I can't make this shit up, yo. That's what they was leaving in my. I can't make it up. They really thought and believed what they was saying. You know what I'm saying? They really believed this. Let's keep it moving. Did he say after Bomac informed him a homicide almost took place? Terrence Bud Crawford, the O collector. I personally do believe, this is another next comment. I personally do believe EJ is going to beat Bud a lot easier than what people are thinking just because of his style. I see being very difficult. Listen to y'all. Listen to it. Listen. They was blind, but now they see. God damn it. Just because of his style, I see. No, you didn't. You didn't see shit. I see being very difficult for Bud unless Bud can keep him off of him. Well, the fight's coming back on this weekend. You might want to just take a little gander, or you can go to Box Rec ahead of time. Get initial viewing. You know what I'm saying? Get the viewing of the eulogy, and you will see there was a casualty. This person responded to this comment and said, "That's a lie. Damn near everybody on YT saying Arrow about to walk through Bud. Easy. But that ain't about to happen. I feel." You know what I'm saying? Spence fans are always the first to click on Bud's videos, ready to discredit Bud. Very insecure bunch. Hey, shout out to 43 of the building, man. Salute to y'all. Man, I can't make this up. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease. Top ranked Toby just dropped, kicked BFTB gut check for none, put baby side to bed, and locked Dookie Brown Hot Wheels. Didn't he? God damn, that was some hot grease, Gumbo. That was some hot grease you talking, man. That was some hot grease, man. That was some hot grease you talking about now. Felix on deck, man. What it do? That's some hot grease. Gert's on deck. I see you. 147, salute. Boxing fan talk on deck. I see you. Diddy James need to thank Bud for being such a stand-up guy and not kill his fighter. He damn near did it. Shout out to the Exo Factory with the $2 super chat. Smash the like button. OG about to bury them. Man, I'm about to dig them up so they can listen to this live there, Exo. That's all I'm doing. I'm about to dig them up so we can talk some more. You got plenty of time to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Gumbo, you're up here pouring hot grease on their ass, man, so early in the AM. Well, the afternoon, rather. And it's Friday, too. You know how we get on Friday. Shout out to Juice Lee, man, with the $5 super chat. Bud the Butcher shook up the world. I shook up the world. I'm pretty. No, you're not. Shout out to Howard Cosell. He was a low-key hater too. Howard Cosell. I'm a bad man. No, you're not. Shit. Ali proved them wrong. Shout out to the supporters who in the building, man, and the ones who donate. I appreciate you. No doubt about it. Let's get back to this. I can't make this up right here. You know what I'm saying? They thought EJ was going to beat Bud a lot easier. Okay? Listen to this. Undisputed doesn't matter at 140. Question mark, huh? Make it make sense. Knock out 11 bums. You mean mandatories. And those ranked top to 510. Undefeated champs. Question mark. 3 weight divisions. Question mark. Man, Bud resume is the most legit resume of right now. I've been following Crawford since his first appearance on HBO. Crawford is the best fighter of the last 15 years. Ooh. They put the fire. Come on, man. They put the fire down, bro. They weren't playing. I'm about to go to the next vid. I can't make this stuff up, bro. I can't make this stuff up. You have to hear it from yourself, from those individuals that was just acting out of pocket, man. Just acting out of pocket. Let me check this out right here.
Are you?
He said, my boy W says real talk boxing. These people are going to be crying on the 29th after Spence gets stopped. And they're proven wrong. Just like when Wilder got slapped. NO is just like on some other stuff. We ain't in the heavyweight division. We're not even in the heavyweight division. What is he talking about? We in the weight division. He's talking about Wilder. Come on, N.O. Come on, man. Next comment. It said, great show. Let's all order a nice plate of fish sandwiches to go around. Derrick James in his mouth about how Crawford fought no one. They're right. They might watch the excuse. Start right after Spence loses. Only 2 fights that have in common. Excuse me. Have in common. Derrick James discredits Crawford, yet he beat both of them in classic fashion. And of course, a way that we're out of their prime. Well, we'll see what he has to say when Crawford dances around Spence. Zero year, especially when he figure him out like he will. That was a little bit fragmented. Okay, that was a little bit fragmented. Work on your typing skills. You must have been driving. I give you the benefit. You must have been driving. All right. Spence is still bigger. In fight night, he's going to be a monster. That's what they said, y'all. Spence is still bigger. In fight night, he's going to be a monster. These are individuals who believed at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? They believed at one point in time, y'all. They believed. They said, I love this podcast. Crawford is going to knock out Spence. It says, you don't let out all your secrets on destroying someone. The only thing is just the basics. I love Aaron Pryor because he never trained, only boxed. He never trained just boxing. Them blows start to take effect after a while. That's why I just train like a pro and work. Y'all save your body parts, so get the paper. Let's go to the next vid. Let's go to the next vid. We can't make this shit up. We can't make it up. Let me see. This is getting closer to the fight. Let me see what they're talking about. A coin flip is stupid. The gall of them to have an attitude about a coin flip. Only thing Spence had to do is deny it. It was a coin flip. Mike Tyson showed both sides of the coin, and it was a coin flip. Why are you mad? You know what I'm saying? I mean, why are you mad? It was Timothy Bradley who told Crawford he was behind on the scorecards. Okay. You are on point outlining how they would try to handle Crawford in initial negotiations and now trying to discredit the fighter he defeated. The fighters he defeated. But he held his ground and got the deal he wanted eventually. He's so confident in victory that he's not focused on the rematch clause. That person was dropping that grease. That person was dropping that grease. And then the replies. It's obviously Bud fought lesser opponents. And then somebody say, how? Explain. And then Rebel Life says, no, they respond to Rebel Life, say, Jose Benavidez was shot. Check this out, how they was doing Bud. Jose Benavidez was shot before the fight. Amir Khan was already washed. Kell Brook was not the Kell that fought Spence. Neither was Sean. And Albanese was ranked number 8. Oh my God. They just, I can't make it up, bro. They didn't give this man no credit, man. You know what I'm saying? What would be your excuse once Spence beat Crawford? When I get to stating the facts, y'all start calling them excuses. But if Bud win, he was just better than a better man that night and made less mistakes. Anything else? Hey, man, we can't make this up. We can't make this up, y'all. This is, getting closer to the fight. This was the coin flip live that I did. Of course, it ruffled a lot of people's feathers, and they just didn't really want to deal with it. Let's keep it going. Spence win by fatality. Prepare to be very disappointed. Spence is about to have all of y'all Bud fans jaws tight. Oh, sure. I wonder where you at now, though. Have you came back over here? Where are you at now? They said that in this video, they were just hating on Bud big time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bud will get beat bad. I'll be back after the fight, brother. Man, stop it. I'll be back like I said. Same name, same profile pic. This is the real me. Nothing fake or phony over here. I call a stoppage by 7. I'll be back, bro. You don't go nowhere. Arrow talking way too much. He don't know about World Combat Sports. We in this MF a man down. Catch and release in the grease. I like that. Tripping. Bud is worried than Bud is more worried than Spence. Also, you can't compare Kell Brook injuries to Ugas injuries. Ugas had eye, rib, and nose broken. Kell only had one eye. Man, come on now. Derek effing up, but thrives off proving himself when someone acts like they're not acknowledging him. That's true. He has extreme ego. He said getting in his feelings is what is going to get him knocked out. He's not fighting a one-legged fighter like Jose Benavidez or a few past prime fighters, Kell Brook and Sean Porter, or a shot been knocked out 5 or 6 times, Amir Khan. Bud fans are delirious and will be so butthurt when he gets hurt. The truth. Man, they had it so locked in, didn't they, y'all? Didn't they have it locked in? I can't make this up. Didn't they had their confidence locked in? You couldn't tell these aerosexuals anything, y'all. Caps in full G, what it do? You couldn't tell these aerosexuals nothing. Jamal Neasy on deck in the building. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. What's good with OG? How you feeling? You couldn't tell these aerosexuals nothing leading up to the fight. God damn it! If it's not the one and only, the OG queen herself has returned back in the chat. The one and only Destiny Black. Damn, Destiny, where the hell you been? Look, I knew it was something missing. I didn't see you doing the pre-fight lead up. God damn. Shout out to Destiny Black on deck, man. The new conversation should be, is Bud now the ace of the face of boxing? I'm from all over the world. It's taken about the phenom from Omaha. Slow James, worst trainer since Eddie and the Juice Crew. Man, you never lied about that, man. It definitely would have been good to get your commentary, doing fight night. Cause I know you was back then, Destiny. You was back then when all this BS was being filtered into the airwaves. You was there. You know what I'm saying? You were there. Good to see you in the building, though. Hope all is well, man. You pulled up to show support to WCS. I appreciate you, Destiny. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate the super chat, Destiny Black, with the $20 super chat on deck. Salute to the queen herself, man. Drop it in, pulling up on the block. He said, I'm with you. Crawford will beat Spence. So we're getting closer to the reality part of this, okay? With the live streams. We're getting closer to actual fight night, right? So it say this man is insane. Forget the physical. We already know he's gifted on that end, but none of these fighters' mental don't even come close to his. And that's why he gets the knockout, because he's punching with purpose and intent every time, like Tyson. And Bud doesn't throw hard punches. he hits hard. It's a difference. So they was trying to say Bud doesn't throw hard punches. He hits hard. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on here. Crawfish brawl. Sorry, it didn't happen. Sorry, but your content is trash. I'm sure Spence and his team are well aware of what they doing. Hey man, thanks for the compliment, dog. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Real talk. It doesn't matter what you say about somebody's mama. Bringing mama up, period, is dangerous. What was the only word old dog heard the Chinese dude say that made him snap? Dad can protect himself because men are physically dominant. That's why real men keep it strictly between real men. I agree. That's when, you know, he was looking at All Access, disgruntled Derek the disgruntled James, you know what I'm saying, was talking about she need to leave her dancing shoes at home. Well, she brought them and she danced in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? She danced in the middle of that ring. She danced in that bitch. There ain't nothing you can say about it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can say about it. Let's keep it moving.
Are you sick of
two good fighters going at it? May the best man win. Man down. It ain't no man down. It's man 12 rounds. Bud jump rope for about 20 minutes. That's damn near the whole length of the fight. Damn, people was paying attention. These people was paying attention, man. That's what I said. Bud did a full-blown workout, man. A full-blown workout. People seen it. And we seen it play out. All Bud has to do is take 36 minutes of slow, grueling punishment before he gets his biggest payday and first loss. How these people was misguided, y'all. They thought Bud was just gonna go in there and put in go to a decision without pressing the pace. You wasn't even licking your chops when you said that. Bud locked in for a reason. Arrow about to get stopped. See that person right there was paying attention, man. Bud Buddy's out here glizzy gobbling. And people who know what glizzy gobbling is that you're eating a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? That's for you glizzy gobblers. This for you glizzy gobblers. It's a let me see. Let me go to the next one. We got to get to the. We need to get to the thick of things.
Guys,
closer to the fight.
I'm the founder and CEO of Harlem Bling. You need jewelry that passes the diamond tester?
Okay.
Without spending
Spence
tens, hundreds of
team
thousands of
purposely
dollars?
tried to age
Check us
Bud
We have a
out
huge variety of moissanite rings
to slow
all
Bud
sorts of
slow
styles,
Bud down.
all
Bud,
sizes.
but
We have over
Bud stays in
200
shape,
styles of
so
men's
Spence is in
rings,
for a rude
earrings,
awakening.
anything from
If Mean
studs,
Machine had 15
moissanite
rounds
studs,
endurance,
CVD
he'd be an
diamonds,
MF to deal with
natural 10
in the
karat,
welterweight
14
division.
karat
He
gold,
pretty much
and
gives
much
you
more.
hell
We
for
have
about 5 to
chains for
6
every
being
taste,
phased like Anthony
tennis
Yard.
chains, All
Something about
thicknesses,
dude
all lengths.
like about
We
those
have them in
popcorn
solid
muscles.
gold as well as natural
They can't
silver.
12
We
rounds.
have Cuban link chains. We have plain Italian 925 sterling silver chains. Whether you're bowling on a budget or whether you're a celebrity rapper that needs their jewelry to make this sound,
I don't know what you're talking about, but I have to
check out.
keep it moving. I have to keep it moving. I have to keep it moving. Leon, look, I wanna also touch bases on this too, y'all. Right? I want to remind you all of something that I put up here earlier. I want to remind y'all of something. Shout to Destiny Black with another $10 super chat in the building. The queen has spoken. 9 times out of 10, a skilled counterpuncher usually will beat a pressure fighter. Slow James don't understand the fundamentals. That's why Spence don't have them. Man, you are on point. That's what we've been talking about with Diddy James. He busy want to be in the videos like he's cutting weight, like he was cutting weight to fight Bud. You know what I'm saying? His fighter does the same exact thing over and over and over again. Over and over and over again, bro. And I know back in the day, I can attest, I know Destiny was in the debates. She done heard the same over the same over the same. But when you wasn't around Destiny, it got a little worse. They start coming up with all these other narratives about Bud. You know what I'm saying? They was like, Bud fought nobody. He can't handle the pressure. You know, after Spence beat Ugas rather, you know, they was like, oh man, his eye bled for 40 days and 40 nights. They was like, oh man, now Errol Spence is the rib and eye collector. And look, even Errol Spence balling to the hype. He went and had a mouthpiece made with an eye on it. And that eye, only thing it's seen was a left and a right glove, goddamn right there in his space. You know what I'm saying? That left and right glove was right there. That's the only thing that eyeball seen that was on its motherfucking mouthpiece. That's the only thing it's seen. And also it felt that teeth coming apart, you know, when Crawford was knocking out his teeth. That's just crazy, man. That shit was crazy as hell. Appreciate Destiny Black for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Queen, no doubt. Do y'all remember when I put this up here? Do y'all remember? Was I wrong? Was I not wrong, y'all? Was I not wrong? Man, they think I just be making thumbnails and talking. Was I wrong? Tell me, was I wrong with this thumbnail? Is this not the most classic thumbnail? One of the classics. Leading up to this fight, come on, was I wrong though? Who would have thought? I put Canvas University, bro. Where's my mind at, dog? Come on, man. Canvas University. What does all these fighters have in Canvas? Come on, bro. What are you doing? What does all these fighters have in Canvas? They've all been there before. They've been there before, dog. Multiple times. Multiple. Canvas University. One of the most classic thumbnails leading up to a fight. Everyone in this picture has been to Canvas University. Come on, man. Was I not spot on with this shit? Every fighter in here, to include the trainer, yo. To include the trainer. What a matchup. What the company you supposed to keep. What is this group of misfits going to do? Seriously, what is this group of misfits going to do? Usually, if you have a group of misfits, you have somebody that's actually, you know, qualified, that's went to school, and they develop a sense of knowledge to handle psychological deficiencies. You know what I'm saying? They develop a way to counsel other individuals. They have this mindset of a therapist. They have read and been in several classes, several sessions. and dealing with people who have mental issues and stuff like that, right? But how do they handle this group of Canvas University students? Every fighter, and this is before Spence was on the canvas, every fighter in this freaking thumbnail, y'all, attended Canvas University. Every one of them. The right to left. From the middle to the left, from the middle to the right. It don't make a difference what angle you come from. Every single one of them. If anything, outside of what Destiny was talking about, how James don't understand the fundamentals. Look at that. What is he supposed to? Oh my God, man! What is he supposed to teach these fighters to bring them back even better than what they were before? Because we know Ryan Garcia was all about overcommitting on that left hand, and he just got destroyed. He overcommitted and just got destroyed. Anthony Joshua, man, you know how that's the biggest robot in boxing right there. And then we don't even need to bring up freaking Diddy James' boxing career. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to do that on a Friday. A lot of y'all at chow, y'all at afternoon chow right now. I don't want to spoil your freaking appetite. And then what we just seen, I put next. Do you see? Man, come on, man. Was this not the most? Man, come on, dog. I put next on Errol Spence t-shirt, and what happened? It came to fruition. Come on, man. Canvas University. There you go, right there, people. Way before the fight happened. Canvas University. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. What about this one right here? Crawford gets full credit for beating up either one. No excuses. Man, come on. Do y'all not see the message in that, man? Come on, man. Destiny, do you not see the message in that? Did I not put this out ahead of time that they would go back and try to use the old one with the new one? The new one with the old one? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. They wanted to use the accident. They wanted to believe that when he came back and fought Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas, he was this invincible type of fighter who had no broken bones. Errol Spence, no broken bones, I'm a savage, yo. That was his tweet. No broken bones, I'm a savage. This is a guy who was missing teeth and everything. And the first thing he said, he said when he came to, I want to fight Crawford. Well, goddamn it, Spence, how did that work out for you? Maybe you was under some anesthesia, and you know how things get when you're on the anesthesia now. Human beings, we that's a mind altering. Come on now. You know good and damn well you didn't say you want to fight Crawford. Stop the cap. Stop. Do not revisit that again. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Eliminate all the struggle, bro. You got enough going on right now. Eliminate all the struggle. Do not tell that story again. Don't tell the story again. Hell no. Was I wrong about this? Was I wrong, y'all? Was I wrong about how he looked leading up to this fight? Was I wrong? I wasn't wrong. It's not like I'm trying to be right, but I ain't trying to be wrong either. But sometimes if you think I'm wrong, I'm right. Was I in this thumbnail? He was not the same fighter, man. You put the time and juxtapose the frames at around the same time he was training for Ugas. He was not that way. It proved it because he was still working out on fight week. He was lost. The tattoos is not going to cover up all the damn lack of conditioning that you had and the weight you gained. That wasn't going to do it. You should have said, I'm not going to get any tattoos until I complete this undisputed declaration. You know what I'm saying? You should have just waited, because tattoos, it's just not like they need it right away. I mean, what were you preparing for? Eulogy? You just wanted to make sure your entire body canvas was enshrined with people that you know. I don't know. You put sharks on your body, yo. I'm questioning your sobriety on that. You put sharks on your body. Who does that? You had sharks swimming around on your belly. And they looked like they was overweight too. Damn. Let's go back over. Let's go back over and keep it pushing. They say this stuff makes no sense. You a fanboy. Then Derrick James trained Marcus Brown. They got beat up by Artur Beterbiev. Yeah, absolutely. You see where Marcus Brown went, poof, be gone. I can see that Derrick James is a one-sided trainer. By the way, Arrow is a clone of Derrick. When he has a pro, except Spence is a southpaw. I pray Bud puts Uncle Ruckus, aka Charlo, on the canvas. Speaking the truth. Damn, I know that. James didn't train an undisputed fighter. Man, people catching on, people getting linked up. You know what I'm saying? You can't fool them. You can't fool these people. They paying attention, man. Woke. You know what they say? They conscious. This person said, I don't know. This may be my second note on complimentary to Bud. I don't know, but I've been following him since little before they showed him in braids in the ring. He was skinny at the time, so I caught on pretty quick. This is a nice person. He's trying to get to the top, so I joined in on the bandwagon to follow and support him. I met Errol, and he was trying to do the same thing, and he seemed so cheerful and everything, and it appeared he was, but seemingly getting all the fights he wanted, and to me, something seemed wrong. With that, so getting back to Bud, I began hearing people in the media putting him down, criticizing him and his attributes in boxing, and I didn't see anything he was doing. And then I caught on again, they don't like this Bud. They like Errol. And that's when I knew this is going to be a long drive uphill with everyone messing over this young guy that I came to admire. And on one side, enjoying following him up the ladder to the worldwide recognition, where one day they would have to stop criticizing him, playing him down in all fashion of the work and talent and lies. And the guy played against him was Errol Spence. And soon Bud seemed as though he was an enemy of both Errol and his fans. You have to be a very strong person to endure all that to now. It felt so bad. I felt so bad for Bud. And I said to myself, they will notice you one day in big lights. Long story short, we hear it last. Bud made it. No more feeling sorry for this guy. Best wishes all the way, Bud. It seems a pleasure watching someone grow to the top. Bless the speaker here as well. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you. No doubt. That was well put. Well put. He drops another comment too and says, Errol Spence looked weak and high with that cap on as it went on to seem bewildered. I hope he's okay. Never before he looked so bad. I truly hope he's okay. Crawford looked strong, accurate, and had a control acuteness about him. Yes, it was plain to see it was going to blow up in the streets with hostility. With my people being hostile, divide, hope all goes well with no deaths in critical condition. Lord, be with your men and women. Thank you. Okay, they was dropping some deep sentiments. You know what I'm saying? They was dropping some deep sentiments. I appreciate you, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. Y'all be patient. I'm going up, and checking out comments in my catalog, worthy comments. Bud by first degree murder. Wow. They was tuned in. They was hype. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings, WCS. Get on these Bammers out here still putting out content, creators, narratives, 2-time undisputed world champion, and they can't stop it. Salute to your grind. I appreciate you, man. No doubt, man. Appreciate you, big dog. They both weighed in beautiful. Errol was perfect weight, and I thank both fighters for their hard work. Enough with lowercase biting out of the anger. Hope Errol doesn't get hurt too bad, and it's something to say how angry he has made me. But now I'm straight peace to all come on fans from both sides. You can do it. It's easy to cash, but but hell getting out. It's easy for a crash, but hell getting out. True. That's true. I feel you on that. I'm saying it's easy for a crash, but hell getting out. He's still getting out of it. He'll probably never get totally out of that crash. That's a solid point. He'll probably never get out of that crash, man. You know, but I hear you, man. Well put. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's going to be peace for fans on both sides. Why? Because the way I look at it, the Crawford fans have always had this type of solace about them, right? They pretty much knew what fighter they were supporting. They had confidence the Bud was going to go out there and demonstrate. They had confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. It just seems like every time you run into an aerosexual, they mad about something. So that means you're not happy about the person that you're supporting. If you're saying he's all these things, he's going to break eye sockets and crush cheekbones and you know, relieve someone of their conscious state, then why aren't you happy about saying that? Do you believe it? Do you believe that he's going to, you know, get people out their conscious state? Do you believe that though? I just want to know, do you believe where you at with this? Do you believe it? That's all I want to know. Did you not believe it? Because shit, when we was up here talking, it's people believed it. Y'all was talking as if you wanted us to believe it. And then you was mad about what you just said. Like we disagreed with what you said and you get mad about it. That shit was weird. It was super weird, man. It was really weird. I'm not gonna lie. It was really weird. Really weird. If like you are supporting the fighter that you want. Are you not happy? It's your words. This person said Bud turned EJ face into a Halloween mask. Savage. How savage are you, man? Just savage, bro. He said turn his face into a Halloween mask. Just savage. God damn. You know what I've seen leading up to this was that a lot of strays did not return to the avenue. I was disappointed. I really wanted the hottest chat in the game to be able to jump on the steamroller and run your ass over. I just thought you would come back to the boulevard. But you have since disappeared. You have since disappeared. You know what I'm saying? You have since disappeared. I'm disappointed in you. I am a very disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed. I can be no more disappointed. I mean, extremely disappointed. I thought you had more fight in you than that. You have since disappeared and refused to return, man. Now let's get to what people was talking about. That 1-2-1 or 2-1 is a mean combo, especially from a real orthodox. It's getting pretty crazy when race is a factor. When it's two men the same race from the same area, it shouldn't mean shit, but didn't make. But this didn't even make sense. If someone's a racist, don't count another man's money. Go and live your life. It's gonna be 3 fights. I don't know about that. It's gonna be 3 fights. Let's say I was a diehard Bud fan, but I ain't know that was shit. And I'm just trying to read now. I'm not. That's not me. And there's no excuses, but I know what I saw. At least 3 days prior to the fight, looking at Arrow, he was drained. Weak, like he wanted to fall over. Oh, we have a. Come on now, come on, man. Fall over and look bewildered, but he held his own. The man done. I ain't making no excuses. I saw what I saw, and Bud saw it to the trust. If I saw it and ain't taking it back, I ain't making stupid excuses like y'all think I saw what I saw. Okay, I got to move on. People watched a bunch of fan videos for years from paid PBC influencers on YouTube. They listened to the propaganda saying Bud was fighting bums when all they needed to do was watch Bud fight. That's all they needed to do. When all they needed to do is watch this man fight, and they would have known why Spence could not beat him. Talk your shh. Talk that. Come on, man. That's why I wanted to give the fan reaction some shine, some sunlight. Come on, man. I wanted that sunlight, that radiation for you to vast in the glory. That's what we doing. That's what the hottest chat in the game is doing. We basking in the glory, y'all. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. T Pitts, I see you on deck. Salute W says, man, Spence better drop Derek and get his training from Bud and Bomac. Hey, man, I don't know if he's Spence have it in him to go over to Omaha, man. Even though they will embrace him, for real, they'll embrace him. They will. They embrace him. You know what I'm saying? Chris Eubanks Jr. just came over there. He said shit. But when I was playing that audio, they was talking about nobody calling up B&B. I bet he won. I bet he slapped his face over and over again in the mirror. For real. Shout out to Destiny Black with the $5 super chat. On deck once again, man. I appreciate you, Queen. Orca Dolphins massacre all sharks. Damn. Them orcas, hey, they vicious, bro. But hey, Destin, we just couldn't understand why he was infatuated with sharks, though. Speaking of what you just said, it's a video that's out there, Destiny, where it has an orca ripping out the liver of a shark. And then I said to myself, who would I be to put that on a thumbnail and talk about what happened July 29th? Did Bud rip? I just can't do it, man. Not yet, bro. Who will I be? I mean, here's an orca ripping open the undercarriage of a shark. Vicious. I ain't gonna lie, vicious. But salute the Destiny with the $5 super chat. And that's another thing. I know you talked about animals a lot. I remember them. I remember the live streams. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. No public statement from all involved, but them numbers in the air though. Yeah, man, he did decent numbers. They saying he did around 700. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't even it. The history is what it do. MD on deck. I see you. What's good with it? They say the real Spence was taken by aliens. Bud was injected with AI to increase his strength. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, Bud was stopping Spence. Spence for Bud was shot in the head, was coming through 120. I heard the video and he sounds convincing. Facts for us, Bud fans have stated those things in the past. It's EJ fans who ignored the obvious as long as he was in the winner bracket. Now in defeat, their vision is clear to the decline of his motor skills. No, they didn't say motor skills. So his motor skills isn't there? Or it's just because, Terrence was able to basically disarm whatever motor skills he might have had from the headquarters that sits above his shoulders, the neurological headquarters it wasn't prepared with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to catalog the information that he had that he needed to go in there and beat Bud. Why? Because his coach was not on that level. It was no education that this man trained. He was just going through physical training regimes, which you need a lot more. You need a plan. Yeah, you know how to throw a left, right, and then combinations and different sets and all that, but you have to know how to react. You have to give your fighter instructions from what's going on. If your fighter is not winning the fight, you don't see that your fighter is in charge of the momentum, then you have to find a way to give them instructions to take charge of that momentum. And you wasn't able to do that, did he? You want to goddamn call all access up, tell them, hey man, I'm about to catch a jet to the UK. Y'all gonna be out there filming me, man? I want to use this for my documentary when I finally lead the sport and be a Hall of Fame trainer. Yeah, I want all this documentary. No, Derek, we're not gonna be following you on no private jet. That was just for the Spence fight, okay? You're full of yourself too. You're full of yourself, and I'm gonna let my boss know. Hey, when it comes time to film him, do not film him running up the street anymore, because you know what, Charlie, you knew it was wrong and you still did it, and that's why you're not allowed to go with us on the big deployments no more. You're on probation. You never should have filmed him run up the street. The moral of the story for Spence. Lesson. I bet he won't knock on any more doors. Talk your shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that the case, y'all? All the sharks walking up the hallway, knocking on the door. He had already received the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. And the last and final door, supposedly the eyeballs that was in the dark, was that of Crawford. Huh? Wasn't that it? Like, wasn't that it? You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that the case where you had these individuals believing that a shark, first of all, would be out of water that extensively? Destiny, she'll tell you about wildlife. That a shark, Destiny, was walking up the hallway dripping wet. And he was still able to breathe and have oxygen, enough oxygen to stand at a door for a picture, just to pretend like Crawford was the one that was behind the WBO door. Who does that? Who came up with that? That is the worst way for prior to the results that we seen play out July 29th. It was the worst way because he got destroyed. He got destroyed, y'all. Shout out to Tony Banks with the $10 super chat. My brother, much appreciated. Propaganda doesn't work in boxing. He was drained. It was the accident. No, it was Bud dropping bombs on your ass. It was Bud dropping bombs on your ass, God damn it. Tell it for what it is with gritted teeth. Tell it what it is. Clench your fists and grit your teeth. I said, God damn it, he was dropping bombs on that nigga. That's what you say. Because that's what it was. Whether they want to like that shit or not, that's the facts. That's the facts. That man was goddamn generations. I can't even say levels, man. It seemed like Bud was generations above Spence. Dropping bombs on him, man. Even Joe Biden had to get out his seat. Excuse me. Do you see that activity over there? Where's that coming from over in Vegas? Is everything okay? Do I have to send close air support? Where's that? Oh, it's just a fight going on. It's nothing. It's a legal fight. Oh, I just, I'm getting a little bit of vibration coming out of that area, like it's an explosion going on. Yeah, it's an explosion. Yeah, that Omaha, yeah, he's dropping bombs on that guy from DeSoto. Well, he used to be from DeSoto. They disowned him and sent him back to NYC. Yeah, so you all good, sir? Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Damn, they was dropping bombs over there, man, in Las Vegas, dog. But shout out to Tony Banks, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Tony Banks, with the $10 super chat. Shout out to Destiny Black once again with a $5 super chat in the building. How many pressure fighters beat Mayweather? LOL. Man, however, Bud supporters was delusional. Hey, Destiny, we talked about that. We talked about that. How many times when you was talking shit, right? They used to get mad at you. Hey, when you left Destiny, nothing changed. They were still mad and emotional. They were still mad and emotional. It got worse though. I think you being around, they had somebody to go to console them and talk. Hey, I know how you feel about Bud and so forth, but just hear us out about Arrow. Just hear us out. You know, I remember back in the day, Destiny, that you said he was the most popular guy in the world. You know, and we believed you. My God. Oh man. We believe you, Destiny. How can you betray us? I swear to God, man. I swear to God, they was tight. They was tight, man. That dude was getting handled. They was tight. I'm not gonna lie. They was tight, super tight, man. But shout out to Tony Banks and Destiny Black, man, Gumbo, all y'all who supported the channel. And also drop these super chats on deck. Bombs over T-Mobile Massacre. Bombs over T-Mobile Massacre. I heard the video and he sounds convinced. Okay, I read that. I've been watching Crawford for years, and to be honest, something just was off with Spence. Ain't no way he got dominated like that without something being off. Well, going back to the old school, since you know, we got the hottest chat in the game over here. They will tell you, right, that this was imminent. What you witnessed was imminent. If you would have paid attention, if you were over here on the boulevard, we would have absolutely helped you understand that this was imminent. This was absolutely imminent. It was bound to happen. I know shock has its different pulses, you know, shock. It hits people different. Real talk. And I know when the fight started playing out, when the first round expired and ushered in the second, I know you believing that HOPE was something that you can hold and embrace close to your heart. But what you found out was that you was handling a handful of razor blades. You know what I'm saying? Rusty nails. You say, ouch, how can I bleed like that? That's when the ass whooping commenced. All Crawford did was allow him to pull out and see what Spence had. Like, okay, you know, let me go out here and just take my time, because a lot of people, I know I'm about to fuck this guy up, but a lot of people came out, star-studded crowd, you know what I'm saying, millions watching. He didn't want to end it in the first round. So he's seen what Spence had. He's seen what he had. You know what I'm saying? If I was to say right now, I thought the fight could have ended in 2 or 3 rounds, people still have something to say about it. But I really thought if Crawford would have pushed the gas with how accurate his punch placement was, his speed, and how sharp he was in countering Spence, he could have finished that man super early. And you want to think they was pissed off that it ended in the 9th? Or they definitely would have been pissed off if it ended in the 3rd. Crawford, look, the one thing I can say about him, he was there to send a message. I don't think he wanted to ruin the man's life by stopping him in 3 rounds, but I believe he could have. I had it for 6. I thought he could have did it in 5. I mean, I'm talking about when I was looking at the fight. I had it in 6. He could have well stopped him 6 and under. He could have stopped Spence. Let's keep going. If the brain crap is true, then he has no choice but to retire ASAP. If he doesn't, I'll never believe it. Retire or they line, and he's a coward. It said, keep on their necks, WCS. I'm 40 and been watching boxing since the late 80s. This is one of the only big fights I had no nervous energy watching. I had Bud stopping him 9th to 10th. If he wanted to, he could have ended him between 3 to 5. He wanted to punish Spence. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was paying attention. Excuse me. Same here. I wasn't nervous at all. I've been watching boxing since the 80s also. Yep, I told my sons, this is no 50-50. Styles make fights. This fight was a 60-40. Once Bud got the division, after unifying at 140, once Bud beat Horn and showed us he could beat Horn at 5'9", who they say was a bum. He actually was undefeated Olympian who bullied Pacquiao. His size and amateur experience is the same. From then on, it was 70-30. From then on, Bud has stopped everyone from experienced guys to undefeated contenders. It made no difference. It should have been obvious. Talk to him, bro. It should have been obvious. No matter what, Bud was stopping Spence. Forget Bud shot in the head was coming from 125 amateurs, 135 pro, and was a shorter, smaller guy, and was older by a lot. People are funny. Bud is 100, they talking their shit, man. They talking their shit, man, for real. Errol did everything he said he was going to do, except for that fateful night, July 29th. Al Heyman and the PBC are sending Charlo up north to avoid Charlo. They don't want to fight. They don't want this fight. Dog, the Mount Charleston run had me questioning. The last 2 weeks is when training needs to be tapered down to where the last day before the fight. You either off completely or maybe like 30-minute pad work. Okay. I can't disagree with you. Yeah, we was all puzzled about that. We was all puzzled about him running up the hills and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We was puzzled. We was puzzled, but hey, he had the best training in the game. He had the best training in the game, y'all. Let me see what they said over here. A lot of people had something to say on this particular video. Look how they start off. That win was trash. Overkill, Errol Spence. You are a giant, and you do stand tall, but you should have never thought about this fight. Derrick James' eyes told me something in his mannerisms. That fight was absurdity. And you, Bud, saw dead. And you, Bud, saw dead on or live on a up close Spence's condition. You beat that man like he was dangling little boy. I strongly resent and regret supporting you. The eyes, man, respect the truth is in the eyes because eyes don't lie. I get a little bit of what he was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? They said you make up stories. Hey, no shit, huh? What are you talking about, man? Why are you even over here if you didn't want to be over here? They say, shaking my head, man, you reaching. It's sad. Go and watch him and Spence after and before the fight. He looks sad. Do your homework, man. I see some strays are extremely mad. You know what I'm saying? The strays are extremely mad. Yes, great. Honest, true advice. At least you're honest on what James said to Crawford, his team. Nothing but BS, crap. And Bud himself, after when he was interviewed, has been nothing but for the fight. Well, I don't know these people. Riding. So nothing but respect for Bud. Gave him nothing but respect. Don't act like that until he coaching or fighting. EJ needs to get away from Al and Derrick James. Hey, let him know. Go in his DMs and let him know. That's why I talked about it, the way I did. Prior to, I said, there's no way he's going to outcoach Bomac and outthink Crawford. I said this shit, bro. I think this as well, bro. That was a shame. He actually said, no need to change Crawford fights. No one and all fighters. Okay. He actually said, no need to change Crawford fights. No one and all the fighters he beat with nobodies. Where are they now? disgusted, disgraced the boxing, especially when I hear coach of the year. Wow, all about himself, greedy. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Absolutely. That man, selfishness about him. That man has some selfishness about he has selfishness about him. I feel like if Spence said F it and go up to 160 and let Bomac train, I feel Spence it be a effing dog, but he have to put aside his pride all the way to the side. But he benefit and bounce back something so crazy. And so I think people really need to learn what boxing is. Do you know how champions in boxing have come back in a rematch and beat who they lost to? Then what gets me, y'all keep talking about Canelo. Do y'all not know he has lost on his record? Sir, you're absolutely right. Champions do return back to the ring. You're right. But also when it comes to boxing fans, we do chitter chatter after fights. And at the how we assess it, we assess the grade of brutish violence, how that fighter was how that fighter lost. And you know, two ways that comes into the conversation is a KO and TKO, right? And lastly, when you assess all of it, what encapsulated is what brought that TKO KO about. Did that fighter take punishment for extensive amount of rounds? You know what I'm saying? Were they battered, bruised? Were they eye closed shut? You know what I'm saying? We look at all that. Was it a knocking down, drag out fight like Timothy Bradley and Provodnikov? You know what I'm saying? Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti. Like, were we looking at something that we saying to ourselves, man, they're never going to be the same? They're never going to be the same. How can somebody take this much punishment? They're never going to be the same. With this fight right here, you look at how Spence was getting off the canvas. He did. He got off the canvas now. I'm not going to lie. But just like Rolando Romero, the reason why he wasn't able to continue is because the referee understood Gervonta Davis's power. All right, using that with a power hitter. Rolly was hit so, I'm talking about he lined them up so accurately, right? It was very, very poignant the way Rolly Romero was hit. Linear, punctual. Rolly went into the ropes and turned around. He got up. His legs was noodle legs, and the ref felt that if he let him go, he would get destroyed. With Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, somewhat of the same thing was happening. The fight of that magnitude, Harvey Dock had to assess it and say, okay, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Errol got up. He was on noodle legs a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And Harvey Dock had to look at the man and see if he was okay. And he let him go on. All the way up to the point, it just became too much. It had, at that point in the fight, it had went on long enough to the point where the crowd could it pacified the crowd a little bit. Because we know Crawford took round 8 off. He barely did anything. And him taking round 8 off wasn't so much to the fact of Errol Spence switching up the momentum. It was the fact that Bud chose to take it off. And he lined them up one round right before Sean Porter was stopped, round 10. And I mentioned that. I said, bro, this fight is not going past 10 rounds. He is not letting the Spence fight go past the Sean Porter fight. Because when you have people saying you're going to break them like Kunta Kinte and they ain't fought nobody and they drive that shit home, and you have the YTC strays, the aerosexuals running around here, running amok with that narrative, right? You don't know what the mindset was. You don't know how sinister Crawford's mindset and Bomac's mindset was heading to this fight. He's listened to this for years upon years upon years on how they was basically criticizing him, not giving him credit. You know what I'm saying? How they was putting him as the underdog. How they was lacking belief. This has been going on for a long time. He's been listening to stuff like this. how they was undermining, his competitive nature. So you're talking about a guy who was fighting in the street, from the streets to the square. The difference between that and the square, you get paid. You get recognized on a higher level amongst those who know you from, boxing fans and your compeers. And that's where Crawford's at right now. And yeah, you say you're gonna break somebody mentally, physically, and spiritually, and you say you feel you stop him. Well, he probably wanted to carry it out as long as possible to show you I can stop this fight whenever I feel like it. And that's what happened. That's shit what happened, y'all. I feel like if Spence, this is another comment. I feel like if Spence said F it. Okay, I already read that. Don't forget the first thing James said to Spence. Don't worry. We want the rematch. Nothing on how you doing. Press conference to the hospital. That's what we was taught. That's what we was thinking and should have happened. And y'all think you did him well by letting him do a post fight? Couldn't even talk. Come on, man. It went directly to the hospital for care. Nope, not James. Terrible. You're absolutely right. Proud of you saying it like it is. No matter who you were, you had winning yourself. At least it was all about the facts. Terrible, disgusted trainer. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. And that was my whole message I was sending out. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James is selfish, man. Something wrong with that dude. I showed my daughter that picture, and that was the first thing she said. He's looking at him like he's done something wrong. For real. Come on, man. And then, he said, W says, I think Diddy looks as trauma and shock. I have to disagree with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I have to disagree with you saying looks like trauma and shock. No, man. I've been living long enough to know when somebody's looking at you and they looking, down on you. It doesn't have anything to do with height. They're looking down on you on how they respect you as another adult, another person, another human being. That's the way I seen Derrick James looking at him. Like somebody said, hey, he might have been feeling some type of way about knowing that Errol may not have been coming to the gym when he's supposed to. All the times he should have been in there. They're just assumptions, right? It might have been many things on what he experienced, right? It might be that him and Errol don't really have a healthy relationship between each other. You know what I'm saying? It lacks stability. You know what I'm saying? It lacks respect. It lacks both of them want to be around each other to want to, go into a fight of this magnitude and Derrick being able to, pick Spence up and take him to another level. I didn't see that. But when I seen freaking All Access and I seen, Bomac and them over there training Crawford, all of them was together. He had voices, different voices coming from all angles, hyping him and motivating him. I didn't see that at the World Class Furniture Store. I didn't see that. When you look at that thumbnail, that man is looking down on him. That man is looking at him about things that happened already leading up to that point. That man is harvesting, in his looks, it's harvesting his inner emotions. You know what I'm saying? What he's feeling inside that may not be considered positive. It seems like he has ill will. He seemed like he had nefarious thoughts. His eyes looked nefarious to me. Real talk. That look was malicious. It just like when you see somebody in pain, especially in a combat sport, and your fight is battered and bruised, swollen, and all that, and you're standing up there just staring at him. You're just sitting up there staring at him. It was despicable, man. Like, your fighter needed you at that moment. He needed you to put your arm around him and walk him out like Yellow Beezy was walking Spence out. At least Beezy had his arm around his boy, walking him back to the dressing room. We didn't see that with Derrick James. That should have been Derrick James, not Beezy. Beezy's not on the freaking training team. He's not holding mitts. He ain't doing any of that. But people was just on here bitching and complaining about, catering to the needs of Ryan Garcia, who said Oscar De La Hoya left him at the post fight, right? And look, we're talking about a Ryan Garcia that wasn't even nowhere close to being battered like Spence. But everybody was talking about Oscar and B Hop, they ain't shit, and they ain't this. Where's this? It's the same thing. Y'all was talking about, he was he went and gave Javante, dapped him up and all that. He was sitting there, but he was in better condition than Spence. But Oscar wasn't there. B Hop wasn't there. And people was up here getting on their ass. What about DJ though? He wasn't there. I'm talking about he wasn't there like he's supposed to. He should have been with this dude in the hospital. He wasn't there spiritually for this man. Like, come on, man. He wasn't there what he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Your pops introduced, his dad introduced his son to you. So therefore, it's even deeper. You just didn't meet Spence off the street. This is not a Bud Crawford, Timothy Bradley moment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't it. Overtrained, weight drain, timing off, a tune-up was needed. I just can't say he didn't need it. Why are y'all acting like you ignoring his words of a guy who said he had a long layoff before and he didn't need a tune-up? That was his punchline. He said he didn't need a tune-up. He said he was going to come back and he didn't need no tune-ups. So who's boasting this man? Who's bigging up his ego? Because the aerosexuals are sitting up here acting, no, we don't worry about what he say. It's what we say. He needed a tune-up. He needed a tune-up today. Man, come on. That's a grown-ass man, bro. He said he been out of pocket. So if you take a fighter that's been out of pocket, why y'all up here pacifying his ass? Hit them out. Can we tag Errol Spence? He need to see this video. I'm pretty sure Errol is not worried about this video. Errol just made 25 million. You know, his people might look at it or whatever. But man, come on now. The next comment says, in one of those all access episodes leading up to the fight, he did say he was a practicing Buddhist. I feel this has something to do with they don't really deal with compassion in the heart. They have a different mindset. Man, I'm not reading no religious comments. I could care less. Somebody who looked like a black Buddhist, just, you know, he needs to go eat a little bit more ramen noodles and get his sodium intake up, and then that bring that belly on, and he'll be the goddamn black Buddhist we all know. Next comment, one of the 5 fighting principles that I still use every day outside of the corpse. Know yourself and seek self-improvement. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Know yourself and seek self-improvement. You are not lying, man. You know, them core values, custom and courtesies, all that. I know this even winning fight. I know this even winning nights. James ain't really that guy. Some trainers kiss their guy even before the fight, hugging and rubbing their shoulders. They like that, most of them. But James ain't never really been that guy. But that thumbnail is disturbing. Now I feel like Spence could have showed Bud more love. Bud was a real one for real. Foolish pride come from foolish men. Spence has been taking too many chances with his life and his career. Not trying to hate on him, just being real. Twice he had the opportunity to give Bud his props. Before, let's face it, Bud has never looked better. Absolute phenomenal. But I never liked when that reporter asked Spence at the post about Bud's power. Spence made himself look delusional as well when he said, give Bud his credit. Give Bud his credit on that. His power is real. I underestimated for sure. Foolish pride. When Bud went up to him and said, I want to thank you. You want to know why? Because you made this happen. A few times in this fight, Bud even got off the gas. All Spence said was, yeah. I appreciate you. Bud prepared for this fight, and trainer of the year or not, I'm not taking into more. He said, I am not taking in 2 more boxers while I'm trying to get my guys ready for the biggest fight of his life. Give me a call after the fight. This man deserves all my attention right now. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. What did I say? It's no way Derrick James going to be able to get these fighters together. Frank Martin looked like crap. He was up there arguing and doing all that bullshit in the corner with Frank Martin. Somebody he wasn't listening to him. And Frank Martin is on Fight Week. Talking about, I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. No, you need to leave it out. You need to bail out. That's what you need to do. You need to bail out. But you locked in with Errol. I get it. I get it. But you know, if Errol leaves, maybe you can leave with him, and y'all can go to another trainer because you're gonna be in trouble, buddy. You're gonna be in trouble. Your trainer's up there doing mitts with two fighters at one time. I'm not saying I haven't seen it, but man, come on. When Derrick's away, who else there to get the mitts? How many other people is there? Who else is there? You feel me? Who else is there? Are they considered to be on the same level in teaching their fighters as Derrick? Because right now, looking at that performance level, that's not a high level at all. Yeah, he probably knows some mitt drills, but I'm talking about when you're tapping on the mind like Bomac was. Bomac was tapping. I eat knowledge. Bomac was tapping his head. You know what I'm saying? He said we can bump our gums back and forth. I can bump my gums at you, and you can bump your gums at me. But at the end of the day, them guys got to get in there and fight. I know that. He said, you know that, shut the F up then. He was telling them, sit back and watch it. I mean, come on, that was prolific. That was prolific what Bernie said in the aftermath. That was prolific, man. He said, look, Bernie said leaving the ring, he even I guess put his hand around Errol Spence's dad and gave him some, words, some encouragement, some he said. And then what he said on Town Business, live stream the other day, he was talking about how they should have went to the hospital with Errol. He should have consoled them. He should have showed them that, hey, this is not just training the fighter. Well, you're more than that to me. You know what I'm saying? You heard, I heard. Some shit like that. But no, that's not in Derrick, man. And I don't want to hear shit about no religion to him practicing and how he feels as a human. You know what I'm saying? Your humanistic nature, what are you doing? Are you going to treat every fighter that you're going to slap the shit out of them with a mitt just to prove that, hey, they should be aware of a left hand? They should be aware of a left hand, nigga. Should we replay your fights? How can you conduct yourself like this? Should we replay your fights? Great video, tremendous breakdown. Appreciate you. Bro, he actually looking at him like, how could you throw the fight without telling me? He's mad Spence kept him in the dark. Nah, he didn't throw no motherfucking fight now. Man, Bud Crawford beat Crawford. I mean, Crawford beat Spence up, period. It wasn't no throwing no fight. Crawford threw them hands. That wasn't being thrown. You're absolutely right. Derrick should have had blood on him. Also showed no love at all. Couldn't even comfort him at all. You know what I'm saying? Derrick might be upset because he knows something about Spence that no one else knows. You might be right. You might be right, man. You absolutely might be right. He may know something we don't know. You're right. I agree. DJ was always overrated as a trainer. He was blessed with a fighter like Spence, but taught him nothing about defense. How easy was it for Bomac to work out a winning fight plan against Spence? What was DJ fight plan against Crawford? Nothing. It's ironic that AJ signed him up as a trainer so he can improve on his defensive skills. I don't know what AJ doing over there. I don't know. I don't know what Ryan Garcia is doing over there, to be honest. It's just like the Canvas University, like I said, man. I don't know. I don't see the improvement. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You may be right, but that's that man face all the time. He should have stopped the fight and saved Errol for a rematch. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James remember getting beat up like this his damn self. He thought he was going to conquer those demons through Arrow, but Bud had other plans. Talk your shit, man. He said he thought he was going to conquer those demons through Arrow, but Bud had other plans. Man, come on now. That's why I said I had to do a fan reaction, bro. I had to go in here and dig into the minds of those who was leaving comments on that live, especially the one I did last night. Shoot, I mean, I got really good feedback off that. Really good feedback off that live stream. I mean, I hope Derrick James look at it and get some good feedback. Knowing him, man, he just talking shit. He just jealous. He ain't in my position. I mean, I've been in plenty furniture stores. Real talk. I bought plenty furniture over my years. There's nothing jealous about me and furniture. Real talk. I'm just being honest. Comment said, I agree. Derrick James does have some kind of disconnect from Spence. Like he didn't care and he got beat down or something. That might be a red flag for real. Man, talk that. Man, y'all proving to me exactly what I thought I should do in this case. Let y'all comments be heard. You know, I mean, not all the videos people participate in this, but obviously people are joining. You know, people are coming together to say, okay, we may need to take a look at this. You know what I'm saying? D. James should have stopped the fight if he really cared about EJ. I think Derrick James is tired of Spence partying outside the ring. And I think Spence is tired of James just taking his money and going with it. I wouldn't be surprised if a month or so something comes out about their relationship. But ultimately, I think James is more tired of Spence. But ultimately, I think James is more tired of Spence. And I said this months before the fight, Spence is only in the gym when he has a fight coming. The first half is fat camp, then preparing for the fight. James doesn't have the chance to work on new stuff with Spence because of his lifestyle outside the ring. I'm not buying into that, man, because it's called 2-a-days and 3-a-days. You know what I'm saying? Fight camp doesn't consist of a fighter just doing cardio and going home. Fight camp consists of you doing an area of cardio, and then you probably have 2 more sessions more than what you would have if so-and-so would have been on target for weight. You can still work on new stuff. It's 24 hours in a day. It's 24 hours in a day, man. I had 200 bones on Crawford by KO, but was so sad to see the obliteration that was on display that night. How could Spence be so grossly unprepared? Derrick James talked so much smack to Bomac. I was sure he had all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. No, Spence came in there with the same game plan as any other fight. A trainer of the year doesn't give his fighter any tools for the biggest fight of his life. It was a shameful performance, and I especially hold James accountable for underestimating a fighter like Bud Crawford. Was he asleep throughout Terrence's entire career? That's a good question, man, and well said, well put. You know what I'm saying? Was he asleep? Some people sleep with their eyes open. You know what I'm saying? It's called daydreaming. It's called complacency. I'll go with the second one. Derrick James, in my opinion, is complacent. Complacency doesn't necessarily mean that they're bored. Complacency might be driven off something on their ego or something that, you know, what is his ulterior motives for being a trainer? Is it to make money and just go through the motion with his fighters? Or is it to train his fighters to be the best they can be? And in the process, his fighters make him look good. I don't know. Because like I said before, I will always say this about what Bomac said. He says, no more hiding, Derrick. I mean, come on, man. You got 2 champion trainers says no more hiding, man. They finally meet. No more hiding. No more hiding, man. What type of trainer tells you that? This person says a trainer of the year doesn't give his fighter any tools for the biggest fight of his life. He's talking some grand hot grease, man. That shit's dripping all over the place. That's some hot grease right there. He said it was a shameful performance, and I especially hold James accountable. Real shit. Real shit right there. No doubt about it. Real life. Next comment say, you're absolutely right. Derrick James is arrogant. People on the outside of boxing have been saying for years that EJ needed better head movement. But Derrick James always disagreed when asked about it. He trashes athleticism because he didn't have it when he fought. Man, talk that hot grease, dog. God damn it. Y'all getting it, man. That's why my motivation keeps elevating. You know what I'm saying? It's actual people up here that be talking some cash shit, but it means something, bro. We don't have a bunch of damn robots out this bitch. They're actually assessing, collecting information, and retransmitting because they knew what they was watching. They knew what they was watching. They know what they seen. Derrick James don't give credit, bro. When he was on YouTube and they mentioned to him about Crawford switch hitting, how quickly he emoted on demand, y'all, and got mad. I don't mean nothing. I don't mean nothing. Okay. So if it didn't mean nothing, kudos to you. Kudos to you, because Crawford came out there in Southpaw and he just beat your guy down. He just beat him down. If it didn't mean nothing, somebody tell me why this guy was switching stances all over the place and doing what the fuck he wanted to do in the open workouts. Like, as a trainer, I mean, does the mitts matter, or you can have the lead left out there and your fighter can use the jab either way it goes? You know what I'm saying? Being that your fighter was a southpaw, right? And he's going to have the right lead. You know, I mean, did you make it easier for him or harder for him? Because you was just up there flapping all over the place like you was just happy to be the one that they thought, oh man, we need to give all our attention to Derrick James and tell him everything because he just got an award. Trainer of the year. Ooh, whoopity doo dah. Let's give him all the credit. Oh, these cats said some real shit. What did I say about Derrick James' comments? What did I say? I said DJ said he would rather get knocked out than take punishment. Didn't I tell you how disgusted I was hearing him say that? Did the ones that fuck with me, right? Did you hear me say that? I said, how are you going to sit up here on YouTube and say that you would rather be knocked out than take punishment, but your fighter, your top name fighter, your top tier fighter takes punishment, and you're not taking him how to slip punches to reduce that? That's coward type mentality that you have. You're a pusillanimous type individual. Real talk. You say you would rather get knocked out than take punishment, but your fighter just took punishment July 29th. So you are a hypocrite. You don't care, bro. Bernie the Boxer sum that shit up, man. You should have been more consoling to your fighter. You should have went with him to medical. You should have been there for him. But it's almost like you have a sense of feeling a little bit of empathy for Spence. You feel a little bit like, of course, when he heal up, he gonna say, man, I'm good. Spence ain't making no excuses. Real talk, he ain't making no excuses. But God damn it, I didn't forget what you said prior to the fight. So if Bud Crawford beat that humbleness into you, then that's so more it be. That's what it is, because you wasn't talking that way. Everybody want to talk about how Spencer, he ain't making no excuses, but before the fight, he wasn't talking like that. He was talking, he was going to break him like Conta. I ain't hear no laughing after the fight. I'm going to break him. I know I can break him. You're telling another man, like I said before, that you're going to strip him or something. You used to seeing him go in there and compete, but you are different. You're going to strip him of his will to sustain. You're going to break him. You're going to make him capitulate to you. That's pretty much what you were saying. It's time to surrender. Kowtow to me. I'm your alpha. That's pretty much what we was looking at. That's pretty much what we was hearing from Spence. So after the fight, him saying, I ain't making no excuses. I ain't making no excuses. Of course you ain't making no excuses. Because he beat the kunta out of you. You never should have used that. And the YTC channels never should have used that shit. It's distasteful. It's insulting. And just the mere fact there was two black fighters fighting and y'all want to use a slave terminology depicted in the movie. And not only depicted in the movie, but the character LeVar Burton is a very educated black man who did a lot for knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Very educated black man. But, you know, to each his own. People say what they want to say, do what they want to do. It's all good, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, man. Let me get to this chat right quick. Spence was drugged like Wilder was in the second Fury fight. And that happened when you go against promotion company. Man, you know what? You need to find Kit. Okay, Walker? You need to find Kit and have him come pick your ass up. And y'all need to go for a ride somewhere. Nobody ain't trying to hear that. How was he drugged? How was he drugged? Real talk. How was he drugged? I told you I was going to show you a magic trick. Pooh. Now you in timeout. No, you did put him in timeout for saying that shit, dog. Come on, Blush. You can't look, Blush. He didn't use no profanity, dog. Y'all can't be look, wrenches. Y'all can't be putting nobody in timeout because you disagree with what they saying. If he trolling, cool. But he didn't use no profanity. He wasn't really that was light. That was light. Come on, wrenches. That was light. You know, don't become like all them other chats to be putting people in timeout and doing all that shit, and they don't want to come over here. No, I'm gonna keep it down the middle now. That was light. He just said he felt he was drugged, just like the Wilder fight. Come on, let the man air out his grievances, man. As long as they ain't trolling, I don't care, bro. It's all good. These aerosexuals are slow moving to boots. These aerosexuals slowly moving to boots. I've seen make 3 or 4 vids saying Bud don't want no boot smoke. Let them move. That's what cowards do. They retreat. They retreat. Let them go over there to Boots. Boots haven't fought nobody. Nobody's getting amped up and with anxiety because Boots' his name's been in there since last year. Of course, Crawford is the one that's being chased right now. So let him talk. Look, I'm not wishing no ill will on them putting Boots. Boots, his time is now. His time is now. He still got to wait, though. So the crazy part about it, they're wasting their time doing videos about Boots Crawford because he's not going to get the shot this year, bro. What did Crawford say? I'm looking for bigger and better. He ain't ducking. Look, if anybody want to go on there, because every time I say some shit, these aerosexuals take it and they do a video on demand, real talk, without even a cable system. They on demand. If you want to do a video and say that Crawford's ducking after what he did to your idol, your God, your leader, then go ahead and make yourself look dumb. Go ahead. Make yourself look dumb. Okay, hold up. You said I missed one of your $10 super chats. Okay. Hey, shout out to Destiny Black with the $10 super chat in the building. I appreciate your donation of Destiny. You know what I'm saying? Soldier. Speaking of resumes, Mean Machine and Victor Postal would have stopped Peterson and Algieri and Amir Khan beat Peterson. But I'm a casual. Hey, you know you're not a casual, man. And you know when they sit up here and drop those opinions, those bias ass export opinions, You know, you've been around the streets long enough. You've been around these YouTube streets, you know. You know what I'm saying? And Mean Machine and Victor Postal, speaking about comparison of resumes, you know how they did it, Destin? They always looked at Spence as the one beating someone on the resumes, right? But they never basically provided the scenario that you just gave. You know what I'm saying? Like Mean Machine and Victor Postal and beating up, you know, people that's on Errol Spence's resume. You know what I'm saying? It's a solid point, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a solid point. But also, I say this too, Destiny, how old Lamont Peterson was in that fight. And being that he was knocked down in the 5th round and still, you know, made it up and fought on. You know what I'm saying? And fought on. He's supposed to be this eye collector. This was before the accident. This was before the accident, man. Shout out to Jay Bird. Salute to you. I appreciate you. Make sure you sub to the channel. Anyone who's new to the channel, appreciate you. Still always trying to get the subs up. But shout out to Destiny Black for that $10 super chat in the building. What you all saw was what happened when you have sloppy footwork, reach, and not trained to fight high-level southpaws. You look befuddled. Wasn't nothing wrong with that man. He was befuddled. He was absolutely befuddled. Befuddled, befuddling, befuddleish, all that shit. All of it. He was looking lost. He was looking lost in the sauce. Absolutely. I don't even think if Shaw News would have gave him a jail pack of sea moss, could have got Errol Spence back in the cut. I don't think it could have got him back in the fight, rather. I don't think it could have. Team Crawford scouted the man for 5 years. Meanwhile, that dude and his team thought Crawford was a top-ranked hype job that they could run through. And guess what? It showed in their performance. Didn't they think he was a top-ranked hype job, bro? Did they? Jesus, man. What type of mistake you can make in such a tactical moment like this? We talking about combat, bro. We're talking about hand-to-hand combat, one of the most violent sports in the world globally, one of the most long-lasting sports in existence for decades. And you still have trainers like Derrick James that haven't benefited off the history of the sport up to now? You trying to tell me after all the big name fights that we had in the sport of boxing, you would take this moment in 2023 in a tech era where you have all the resources in the world and you would take it for granted not to do film study on Crawford? Not to do film study on who he's beat? Jesus Christ, that is just idiotic, man. I ain't lying. That's just idiotic. I cannot give any excuse. That's just idiotic. That's just idiotic. I'm not gonna lie. That's just idiotic, man. Cape Man P. It's just entertaining to me, the tears that fall down my face from laughter. Bro, this week has been heaven for me as long as boxing. Man, you ain't the only one, man. You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. Real talk. You're not the only one. I've been having so much fun with people being in my DMs trying to damn talk all mean and grubby. I like, why are you so grubby right now? God damn, bro. This is we're not even a full week out. Like my guy coach Malachi said, right? He said we're not even 7 days out, are we? Are we 7 days out? You know what I'm saying? Has the boxing gods risen yet? Has the angels risen? The boxing angels risen yet from this fight? No, we still on the first week, man. We still have things to talk about. King David, what's good? W says salute, bro. Fanboys in denial right now. They are. They absolutely in denial. They will forever be in denial because they see my thumbnail pop up and say, oh my God, please. Somebody let them go. Is there any way they can go in there and talk to WCS, please? We're trying to focus on Boots right now. It's too much. Why? Somebody just shoot him a DM. Why? Who can talk to him? We're on Boost now, man. That's old. No, it's not old. It's fairly new, goddammit. The same way it was new when you were saying that he ducked and all this contract talk. Bud didn't want to fight Spence. All this mumbo jumbo. The man is moving funny and all that. And Arrow's going to throw 60 to 1,000 punches. You know what I'm saying? In one round. You know what I'm saying? He's going to overwhelm Terrence Crawford. We heard it all. So that's why we banded together. That's why we still talking about it. Because y'all underestimated a sport that y'all supposed to be hardcore fanatics in. You underestimated how fighters have to continue to evolve. You can't continue. Look, you have to evolve to a point where if your trainer is looking at film, they say, well, it's a lot of things we ain't seeing, but we're going to train for it if it does happen. In the case of Spence, y'all just came in here thinking y'all was going to steamroll fighters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is not Earl Campbell. It's not Dion running up, you know, trying to intercept a pass or anything. Y'all was up here acting like Spence was just this torrent type of freaking brutish barbarian who was going to run through the freaking middle, who was going to run Dan Crawford over and beat him over the head with a club. You act like this man was just going to take out a club. Bang, bang, bang. And Harvey Dock be like, Crawford, defend yourself. He's hitting me with a club. Defend yourself, Crawford. Bang, bang, bang. The fight's over. Fight's over. How you going to call a fight? And he was using a weapon that's not even legal to use in the ring. No, he was hitting you with his hand. No, he wasn't. I can't make this up, dog. Monty King Boxing with the $2 super chat. Much appreciated, my brother. Hot Grease, T-Bud, and WCS. Man, hot grease all day, every day of the week, man. I appreciate your support there, Ron. No doubt. Shout out to Destiny Black with a $5 banger on deck in the building. It doesn't matter who trains Spence. He had bad habits that he can't change. You missed my $10 super chat. I got it. Speaking of the bad habits, and appreciate Destiny Black for returning to the chat. I know it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see you on deck, wherever you've been up to. Hope all is well. You know, thanks for the support, Queen. You already know. I think a lot of what we've talked about, especially leading up to this, is that this came a long ways, man, from the inception of Nate Jones putting it out to the world that, you know, he really don't rock with Spence like that because he was out here drinking. And everybody, man, the backlash that Nate Jones received. How could you lie on that man like that? He's not out here drinking. He's not doing any of that. I mean, they went in on Nate. But you know who didn't defend him? That knew it was absolutely right? Errol. Errol never defended Nate. Never defended. You know, the people that was coming at this guy for what he said, Errol Spence never came out like he did on the rocks with AO and let people know straight up, oh, I love living out of pocket. He was embracing that shit on this fight. I love living out of pocket. I did it my whole life. Okay. It was just hard to look. I got to put it in perspective too. It's a lot of shit he said about Crawford leading up to this fight that humble pie was shoved in his mouth, right? But then you have to understand, somehow he has this mentality, right? That he does not have to show any type of compassion, or he doesn't have to. He feels that since he lived out of pocket and he has this persona that he has to live up within himself. You know what I'm saying? He has this persona to be this hard-nosed individual. This is probably why he didn't give Crawford any credit in the post-fight. You know, under that huge canopy of embarrassment, he didn't want to come out and say, you know what? You beat my ass, man. Real talk, you beat my ass. You know, Crawford has been the gentleman, you know, because back in the day, boxing used to be considered a gentleman's sport, right? He was a gentleman the whole time leading up to this fight. Even when they tried to get him to be out of pocket and trying to provocate a response and getting this man to emote on demand with anger, he didn't do it. Even when $1 million worth of game showed their true colors, did I not tell you that shit? Did I not tell y'all when he went on $1 million worth of game what type of individuals they was acting like? And what they do? Wallow ended up leaking private freaking text out between him and Spence. I mean, him and Crawford. Come on, man. I live off my instinct all day long. I go off my instinct. I'll live off of it. I'll stay committed to my instinct, man. It ain't stirred me wrong yet. But it's just, Spence has been on record as having those issues, man. Being this guy who want to live outside, it's okay to be a adrenaline junkie. I am, so to speak. But the way he was living out of pocket, it's just like you're trying to convince people that you are a hardcore type of individual, but what you're doing is criminal shit that can get you either killed or relieved from the sport. Like, what type of dude would you been? You would have been in seclusion if you would have been paralyzed like Paul Williams. If you would have been paralyzed like Paul Williams and people wasn't even looking at you, you would have found out how many people in Dallas. You said Dallas raised you, right? Texas raised you, right? Well, if you would have been confined to a wheelchair, you would have found out how many people was actually raising you. And you would have understood the village that was in Texas, they would have absolutely reduced in numbers extremely quick. And you wouldn't have had nothing you can do about it. You know how people was telling you, Spence, that you need a driver? You wouldn't have had no other way but to have a driver after that. You are blessed. Somebody blessed you. Somebody blessed you. But evil works in crazy ways, man, because just because you're not in a wheelchair doesn't mean you're not going to be struggling through life. It doesn't mean you're not going to happen to do things a lot slower in life. Maybe you was put in a position to continue to provide for your family and do it the most difficult way possible. Because when you had your total health, you didn't respect it enough. You just felt I can go out here and continue to live on the edge and drink it up in town and be a wino and stuff and go in here at less than 100% and beat these guys. You never thought there was going to come a time that you chose to stay in the 147-pound division. And if you thought it was going to be a way to get that WBO belt off, if the plan didn't work, you yourself will have to step in there July 29th and get it done. And when that moment presented itself, it was overwhelming to you. It was overwhelming to you. You know it. I know it. A lot of other people know it. You knew you couldn't get in shape. What did WCS tell you, Spence? I told you if you had to leave Texas, it was a wrap because we know you was on that Texas T. Yes, sir. You was on that Texas T, and it showed. Why you weren't super shredded? You had the nutritionist, you had everybody. Why you weren't super shredded? Exactly. I don't need to go too far, y'all. I don't need to continue to hype on it. What's going on, D-Town? I see you. He said, no, that's all wrong. If that was my fighter, I would have totally have been in, had tears in my eyes and would have gladly stopped to protect him. And man, the mentality of each human being is different. I tell people all the time, like riding motorcycles, right? And seeing those deaths, like being in a position sometimes desensitize people. Being in these very violent conditions, very rough conditions. Like you get people they say a product of their environment. In their environment, they used to hearing gunshots. So when they hear them, they really don't jump the way a visitor may jump in that environment, right? The same thing goes to boxing. Some of these people get desensitized to the violence. And you would get individuals that talk about suck it up. Come on, do or die. Ready to fight, ready to kill, ready to die, but never will. Let's do it. Let's go. You got to be willing to die in the ring, die in the ring. But Spence said he wasn't willing to die in the ring, y'all. Spence said he wasn't willing to die in the ring. But that doesn't mean you can't be willing to die in training to push yourself to a level where it's going to feel like you about to die. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to take yourself to that threshold, then what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to maintain your weight so it'll be easier for you. You just don't go out there and just splurge and splurge and splurge knowing that you're a professional fighter. Come on, man. You got to take accountability too, Spence. Debbie says, I would like to see content creator make a Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence highlight reel off of Errol Spence quotes when that he was going to break Bud like a slave. Hey, I agree. That just won't be me. That's a lot of work. I'm pretty sure somebody will see and they'll put it out there. Real talk. It's people that got teams that can do that now. D-Ray Promotions, what's good? Derek James, the new Freddie Roach. Man, I wouldn't even put him in the same category, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. That nigga said dumb shit twice. No slander on Crawford will be tolerated. Blunts, I understand. But you can't be blocking people for slandering another fighter. We doing the same thing I said they was doing over there with all these other channels. If they was supporting Errol Spence and I'm over there and I put just a simple comment in there, right? And they block me, just like Baby Side did. That means I'm no better than Baby Side. I'm up here talking about him blocking me in the chat for saying something against, just putting 2-time undisputed and you know what Bud gonna do, and he blocks me. Come on, Blunts. Dude, what he said about Crawford was light work, bro. Come on, man. Hey, the hottest chat in the game, Blunts. Remember that. Remember that, bro. Don't let these people come over here and say something crazy and then they get blocked and then they be like, no, I don't want to go over there. No, block them if they saying some real extreme disrespectful stuff. But if they just come on here saying something about a boxer, Crawford, and it's not disrespectful, but just something they disagree with, that's light work, bro. He said Bud was on steroids and Spence was drugged. Get him the fuck out of here. He don't know. Okay. I can understand where you're going with that. I can understand where you're going with that. Talking that steroid shit. I can understand where you at with it. I can understand. But understand what I said, though. You know, they come over here on some soft ass shit and it's not really something extreme. Okay. But all that down, talking about drug accusations and steroids and all that. Yeah, you get put on timeout. Yeah, for sure. Spence didn't want to shake cousin Roy Jones Jr. hand at the fight in Dallas because he picked Crawford. That's why he got that humbling beat down. Dude was moving funny. Yeah, I read that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. I mean, and being that I just talked to Roy not too long ago, you know, his people, so to speak, those fair weather fans that Spence used to have, they the one that built up that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember how Dookie Brown made it so personal and was just finding an opportunity to think he was going to get rich. You know what I'm saying? The man said all this and that about Roy Jones Jr., knowing damn well that as a human being, as a grown-ass adult, just because Roy gave his critique on Errol Spence, just like everybody else on the YTC, you took it upon yourself to target Roy Jones. Hey, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, y'all. They're going to target these people. It's going to happen. Shout out to Outlaw Pugilist on deck. I see you. He not blocked OG. He had to take a second. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I had to catch up in the comments. I just felt his first comment didn't warrant it, but he talking about steroids and shit. Yeah. Got them pull the paddle out. Pull the belt out. You know what I'm saying? Take your belt off. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna come over here with that. Shout out to Haynes Legacy with the $2 super chat. Haynes on deck, no doubt about it. Salute to you, Haynes Legacy and the fam. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, take your belt off, man. Over here talking about some steroid shit. But 2 hours, people. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Continue to share the content, hit the like button. It's important, y'all. It's important now. And you know, I'm continuing to bring the hot grease. You already know it's Friday, my people. Come on now. I know some of y'all had to take the whole entire week to make up for last week when you left early. You know what I'm saying? Be careful out there. I know it's Friday. I know my people love getting off work early. Appreciate the channel. Continue to tune in, man. We should do this again. Salute. I'm out. And thanks for the ones who donated. You know what I'm saying? And thanks for the ones who support, you know what I'm saying, the hottest chat in the game. I appreciate you.